Konnichiwa! JVC Paints の James と申します。よろしくお願いします。I'm just pulling your leg. It's James here from JVC Paints. A bit of an update today about what I've been up to. This whole thing about is historical wargaming dying or not. I'm going to throw my opinion out there. But first up, I just wanted to say thank you to all my new subs who make their subscriptions public. BG Kernow Modeling, Reverend Boogie, Miller's Minatures, Chilling Wargamers, Sean Bagley, RJ LaRose, Rico Carrera, Greg Bradfield, Nurgling, Howard, David Moffat, and Michael Navarrovich. Thanks very much, guys. I'm creeping up on 500, which is fantastic. I know people say, oh, subs don't matter, but, you know, it's a good feeling to know that, you know, in this modern 21st century version of Cable 10, I've got at least some people who give a shit what I have to say. Anyway, so this is what I've been up to. I finished the Lowlanders. These are the commissioned for my mate in Tokyo. So I've got basically 8 figures here. I'm just going to spin them around while I talk about them. These were great miniatures. I can't really complain about anything on them. He didn't want me to base them, so, you know, I don't know, he's going to do something with them. I guess he sets them up in dioramas and whatnot, takes photos. But yeah, anyway, they're great. These must have been like some first castings because there was hardly any flash on them at all. They were all pretty crisp, lots of great detail. There's absolutely nothing I can complain about. Some difficulties I did have painting though were the pith helmets. Because the last time I painted these guys was probably last year, or last time I painted guys like this was last year. So I kind of had to go back and figure out how I did it. But overall, this guy's got some hair on him. I'll get that off of him later. Overall, some great minis. I'm going to put some stills of these guys up later and some stills of some other stuff I painted as well. But yeah, you can see here we got a guy with a bandage on his arm who's floating by. And I've got the other figure too. So yeah, let me put that other figure down and I'll talk about it. And then I'll get into this thing we're all talking about. Hold on. Here's the last figure from my mate. A bit of fake news last time. I said I thought this was from Salute, but it's not. It was from Tactica. I don't know which year. I'm going to say probably 2018, maybe? I don't know. I think 2018 was the World War I year they did. But this was another great figure. Not a lot to do on this guy, really. I mean, the flight suit was black, the boots are brown, the fur is gray. But it was a lot of fun to do. Another great figure with a very, very minimal amount of cleaning. And again, as you can see, my mate prefers to do his own basing, which is fine with me. So, really nice figure. I really don't have much else to say, except that I enjoyed it. The hair, yeah, I kind of had to fudge the hair a little bit here and there. It's not the greatest, but overall it was a really good sculpt. So as you can see in the background there, so I got the elephant and there's a samurai guy, and you can see some Imperial Japanese paratroopers. That's for another video. Right now I'm going to throw up some stills of the figures that I painted and some stuff out of my cabinet, and you're going to see that I got some painting skill, but I've got some pretty terrible photography skills while I give my 2 cents about whether our hobby is dying or not. Stick around. So first up, I'm just going to show the stills of the miniatures that I painted. I'm going to have to email this off to my buddy. So I was taking these photos, and I figured I'd weigh in on this, if our hobby's dying or not. And I just grabbed some stuff out of the cabinets and put some photos up. You'll see them later. Okay, but first I'm going to start, I guess, do I think it's dying or not? I really don't know. You got to remember, I live in a very, very isolated spot. I can tell you that all of my wargaming friends here are expats, meaning the Western foreigners. Japanese people, even though when we play and we've been in public and we've shown the hobby to Japanese people, they seem to be interested, but they don't really have any inclination towards it, which is strange because, you know, the 135th modeling and hobby stuff is really big here. But actually playing the games, having the space, having the time, etc., is really difficult for them. So in Japan, I would say it's stagnant. Even though there are clubs in other major areas, you know, we hardly ever, if ever, meet up. And geez, I haven't had a game since February, which was the Battle of Berlin Battle Report, which I put up. So I think also another thing is people always talk about getting more people into it. But if you remember, I'm a Wargamer Challenge. We all seem to sort of have the same sort of background, whether it was Airfix figures or toy soldiers or G.I. Joe or being in the military or something like that. And I think that that seed is what you need to get into it. Now, I'm not saying that it's necessary, but I think that is something that is sort of we all kind of have.
Also, I think the income, having the money and the space and the time and all those things is something that, as you get older, you have. But as you're younger, whether you've just gotten out of school, you have to make your way in the world. So you've got other priorities, whether it's getting married or getting a job or building your career, and you don't really have time to paint Sherman tanks or whatever, which I think is coming up the photo. I also think that younger people, card games, video games, online phone games is really, really something that's seductive for a lot of younger people. I think the card game thing has exploded because you can you can immediately play. It gives you that same feeling, the same sort of endorphin rush of playing and winning. Video games are huge. I mean, back in the 80s, early 90s, video games were pretty crap. Let's face it, compared to what we got now. I think I can play, I can play every single Nintendo game like on my wife's phone or my iPad or whatever. So I think that's a big factor. But it'll always be there, and I think a lot of the idea, the comments that in the UK and in Europe it's pretty healthy. I think country to country, when I've been in Germany, there's a big kind of club in Rhine-Westphalia, yet there's no store. So a lot of all the stuff is moving to online and club, sort of clandestine clubs that meet up, kind of in secret. So it's really hard to get the word out to people who want to join up. Actively going out and trying to recruit people into it, I don't know. I mean, I think if you're interested and you got the time and the money and all that stuff, you're going to do it. And I think as we get older, we realize the value of money more so than when we were younger. And are younger people into it? I think younger people are more into 40K. But after you've done that whole, you've been into the 40K Warhammer world and all that stuff, and they've taken so much money from you, and then they just keep changing the rules on you. You get kind of sick of it, and then you find games like Bold Action or Hail Caesar or whatever, and you find that there's a whole other kind of gaming which is just as rich and beautiful, and it has like actual facts. So that's my 2 cents. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.